The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Right Side with Doug Billings. Today on the program, minority groups across this republic, especially minority groups in the urban core of cities throughout the country, waking up to the tyranny, the policy, the platforms, and in fact, the slavery that the Democratic Communist Socialist Party has thrust upon them ever since the days of the White Hoods and the Ku Klux Klan, founded by Democrats. The urban core, minorities within the urban core, minorities throughout the republic, waking up and embracing their new brother, President Trump, who is leading in almost every major minority demographic, more so than any Republican in history. Ladies and gentlemen, The Right Side with Doug Billings is now upon you. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey everybody, my name is General Mike Flynn, and I'm here to do a big shout out for my great friend and one of the best in the business, Mr. Doug Billings. Right Side with Doug Billings, Right Side with Doug Billings. Doug is the future of the airwaves when it comes to independent broadcasters and podcasters. He is the new Rush Limbaugh. He's exactly what America needs right now, looking for honesty, looking for wisdom, looking for truth, looking for patriotism. Listen to Doug Billings at Right Side with Doug Billings. God bless you and God bless America, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are winning. We're winning, winning, winning. Welcome to The Right Side with Doug Billings. Are you ready?
We are not liberal snowflakes who melt away in the face of tragedy, adversity, and challenge. We are a covenant nation under God, and His divine providence is not dead and it's not gone. It is living within each and every one of you. And you will bring it to life in such a way that the world has never seen before. We never back down. We never give up. We march forward.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Right Side with Doug Billings. Thanks for watching and listening all around the planet. We appreciate you very much. And to all of you who know someone who have either served in the military, currently serving, or in the past, and for all of you who have served, especially those of you who have lost someone in service to this republic here in America, cheers and God bless you on this Memorial Day. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, DougBillings.us, the website. Please head over there, support us, click on that donate tab, DougBillings.us, because you want to be able to continue to not only be members of the most intellectually mature audience in all of podcast land, but you want to continue to receive the truth that does not come to you by means of social media or the legacy media, the truth that only comes from this platform. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how President Trump and his victory and inclusion within minority groups in this republic is turning the tide in the corner for his campaign. I also am very much aware that many of you out there, because of Bidenomics, are struggling. They'll make great claims about the stock market reaching record highs, and it has, in fact, reached record highs. However, what they fail to also mention is that the cost of living is skyrocketing. Inflation is out of control. And so, therefore, everything that we attempt to buy, from homes to fuel to groceries, is more than most of us can afford. So I have an idea for you that I'd like to share with you. I'd like to get some information to you. Please head over to liveyoungerwithdoug.us. It's about a product that will regenerate your own body stem cells. It also, though, is a business opportunity. For those of you who want to try to be your own boss, just put your toe in the water first. Don't jump in head first all at once if you don't feel comfortable doing that. Go over to liveyoungerwithdoug.us, get this information, and think about it and pray about it. But it is a way that you can earn up to $500 or much, much more every month. So who among us couldn't use an extra $500 a month? And if you decide to go a little bit more in depth to it and pursue it with more vigor and enthusiasm, then the sky's the limit with regards to how much money you can make. Head over to liveyoungerwithdoug.us, fill out the form, and you'll receive some information about all of that. I'm only telling you this because I care about you. I know that we're all in dire straits out there. I know that Bidenomics has failed the vast majority of American people. Part of what the Democrats are preparing to do with regards to what's happening in America and their plot against President Trump is all coming to somewhat of a head this week. We will see closing arguments begin this week at the Alvin Bragg hush money kangaroo court trial in New York, and it will likely go to the jury before the end of the week, and maybe we'll see a verdict by Friday. Who knows? But Democrats, commune socialists, are preparing to spontaneously combust if Trump is acquitted. And boy, will they spontaneously combust. Their heads will literally explode. It's not often the case when liberals believe that they're going to be deprived of their desired outcome, that they begin to put talking heads on various media outlets and social media platforms, preparing all of their liberal woke mob minions of the possible outcomes of any given situation. But that's exactly what they're doing with regards to this case in New York. They are preparing themselves for a loss, which means for us a presidential acquittal. And this week, they've been out talking about how an acquittal from this jury in New York would be the worst case scenario for the Commune Socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party. Take a look here at clip number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Look and see what the folks at CNN are saying.
Has succeeded in slow walking one or more of these cases because he's the only one that can reach a verdict, and it may not have an impact on voters. Maybe they'll help Trump.
He has succeeded. Look, I think that it's very likely this is the only trial that we are going to get before Election Day. And this case is not a slam dunk, which means that Donald Trump may very well not be convicted. Acquitted is the worst case scenario for Democrats because then it's the only trial you have, and Donald Trump gets to go out there and say, Joe Biden's prosecutors, which again, not true, came after me, his Department of Justice came after me, and they still didn't convict me. I'm still innocent. I also think you could end up somewhere in this sort of muddy middle where you end up with a hung jury, a jury that cannot reach a verdict, and then this truly does just get kicked to the voters to decide, look, we're not going to have any kind of convictions here. Nothing else could potentially go to trial. It's up to you to decide if this is someone that you want to live with in the White House.
So they're beginning to brace themselves for a potential defeat in New York City. And I don't know if they're going to be defeated. I don't know. But what I've told you is that Trump will ultimately prevail in all of these cases that are arrayed against him, even if he has a setback in these lower courts, because he will appeal any unfavorable decision, and the higher, more serious-minded and more legitimate court will acquit him. So on Tuesday this week, just tomorrow, the jury up in New York will get closing arguments from both sides of this case, and we will see later in the week as to whether or not Trump will be held guilty or innocent of such charges. Now, again, if the jury finds him guilty, there will be an appeal. God knows this case had no business being in front of a jury or a judge. There will be appeal no matter what. So let's not, our side, I know, we never have to remind ourselves about not panicking, right? We will prevail. So let's give ourselves permission to believe that. President Trump's advantage is, of course, that no matter what the outcome in New York, his popularity will continue to surge. It really is something unprecedented and fascinating to watch. The American justice system has never seen anything like this with regards to anybody, not just a celebrity of the caliber of President Trump, but with anyone, because he's going to win no matter what the jury says. And I'll be right back to tell you how and why about all of that right after this break. But before you go, don't forget DougBillings.us, ladies and gentlemen. That's my website. That's where you can support me and the show so the truth continues to meet you here. DougBillings.us. Please head over there and offer a voluntary donation. I'll be right back. God bless you. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that you could change the trajectory of your aging process? Look and feel better, live younger, be more active, less pain when you move around, sleep better, diminish the lines and the wrinkles on your face? Really? This is what I'm telling you. It's possible. You see, low stem cell activity happens when we get older, and it could be causing many of the health problems that some people have in the world today. Because as we get older, we have less stem cell activity, which means we age faster and we heal slower. The secret is a clinically proven and patented phototherapy non-transdermal patch whose technology is the result of over 90 clinical studies and over 20 years of research. Your healthier life can begin today, and you can discover true age reversal. Age reversal, ladies and gentlemen. Please go to liveyoungerwithdoug.us. liveyoungerwithdoug.us, ladies and gentlemen. Get over there today. Or if you'd like, text my name, Doug, to 41372. Doug, text it, 41372. And get over to liveyoungerwithdoug.us. Get younger, feel younger. I'm doing it. I'm wearing this patch. I feel great. And so will you. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. For the Republic. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Right Side with Doug Billings. Thanks for tuning in, watching, listening on all of the podcast platforms out there and over at dougbillings.us. Don't forget, like I said, liveyoungerwithdoug.us is a place you should check out if you want to make a little extra money. And who among us wouldn't like an extra $500 in your pocket at the end of each month? That's an easy goal if you get the information and follow through over at liveyoungerwithdoug.us. Liveyoungerwithdoug.us. It's a product that will help you feel much more energized, helps you get rid of the afternoon drowsiness that so many of us feel every afternoon, and it will invigorate your own body's stem cells to help you act, look, and feel much, much younger. You can turn it into a business if you choose to do it, and that's where the extra $500 a month comes from. And you can, that's just the base. That's just hardly doing any work at all. You can get that at liveyoungerwithdoug.us. Fill out the form and get the information. Always happy to help you, ladies and gentlemen. We are in this together. So it's a win-win situation for President Trump. In New York City, no matter what the jury says, all right, let me explain why. Because on the one hand, if he's found guilty, the vast majority of people in this country already realize that this is a sham of a trial, and it will further help bond the alliance between President Trump and the majority of the people in this republic, precisely because they know it's a sham. And the support of the people really is, when you look at it, it's kind of like a campaign pledge. They want a reckoning of our justice system. They want President Trump to go into office and gut, cleanse, and purge the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA, just to name a few of the government agencies. And 70% of Americans, according to recent polls, believe that this is all politically motivated and a sham trial against President Trump. So that's the one hand. Now, on the other hand, if he's acquitted by the jury, and if you're from Raytown, Missouri, that means if he's found innocent, it will also bolster and solidify and galvanize the support of the people for President Trump, because he will be viewed as the champion of the people, the champion who rose up against a radicalized, leftist, liberal, woke mob who threw a politically motivated justice system at him. And so the people will be galvanized in that regard as well. So it's a win-win for President Trump. Do not be discouraged. Don't lose hope. Do not let the demon of hopelessness rest upon you. Cast that demon away, ladies and gentlemen, because there is great hope here, no matter what happens this week in New York. There has always been this win-win situation for the president, President Trump. And we will see it come to its completion. You can count on that. It really is, though, when you look at, and I know a lot of liberals watch this program. I know a lot of their talking heads watch the program. I can tell because they say the same things I'm telling you. It's absolutely astonishing, befuddling, puzzling as to why the radical left has pursued these tactics for so long. Because, I mean, it's been several months, if not over a year now, and it's been obvious to anybody with any shred of common sense that the lawfare being waged against President Trump has only increased his popularity and substantially electrified his base. So it's bringing in more and more people every day from all sorts of walks of life, from every demographic. Plus, it's electrifying and impassioning and emboldening and filling his base with hope and purpose and resolve. I mean, the chances of getting 12 jurors in New York City to acquit President Trump may be a long shot. I grant you that. But we only need one. We only need one honest person who looks at this case and the evidence that's been presented to decide and to say, rightfully so, that there is no crime here, at least not against President Trump. Now, there is a crime of grand larceny, theft from Michael Cohen. So we'll see what happens. Do I expect that 12 jurors will acquit him? Well, I expect the truth. So I guess the answer to that question is yes. But even if the truth is denied, we just need one person out of that 12 to say, not buying it. You didn't prove it to me. And then we win. I mean, I know if we give ourselves permission to dream, it would be great to get the 12-person jury to come back unanimously and acquit President Trump. That would be fantastic. Who wouldn't want that? But remember, we just need one vote. One person to not convict him. So I hope the jury acts with moral conviction, with honesty, with truth, because if they do that, I don't think there's any way that a conviction can be found. So that's where I'm at on all of that. And as I've been telling you for the past several months, if he is acquitted, brace yourselves. Brace yourselves for a tsunami of violence, of arson and anarchy across this republic in the blue states that are run, led, and managed by members of the Communist Socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party. Because when they don't get their way, that's how they behave. And we've seen it before. So brace yourselves. All right. So that's my analysis and my take this week on what's going on up in New York. When we come back, let me talk a little bit about the Supreme Court, specifically about Justice Alito and the appeal to heaven flag and the American flag flown upside down at his house. A lot of things there to take in, and it's humorous because, again, the left is exploding over this, and I'll explain why when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, DougBillings.us. Head over there. That's where I do the show. That's where we need your help to support the program and the truth, the analysis that comes your way by virtue of this program. DougBillings.us. Please click on that. Type in that website in your browser. There's a donate button at the top of the page, and make a voluntary, recurring monthly donation to the program. DougBillings.us. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with me. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Welcome to the My Pillow 2.0 commercial. Miss Makeup.
Well, you look good.
And action.
You're sleeping even better. We've got the best pillow ever. My Pillow 2.0.
He's a great name for a product. Good. Cut. We got it.
Welcome to the set of the My Pillow 2.0, the most amazing pillow in history. That new technology is still the My Pillow's patented fill, but now we have new technology we didn't have back when I invented My Pillow that's going to help you sleep. It's absolutely amazing, and you're the first ones that can check it out. Go to mypillow.com, use the promo code on your screen, and we brought back the buy one, get one free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Right Side with Doug Billings, where we meet, as always, in determined prayer and determined patriotism. Thank you very much for being here. So, President Trump, New York, a lot of things to talk about up there. I did find this story about Justice Alito amusing. On many levels. Now, the radical left, as you know, fundamentally want to change America. There's no reason that America should be fundamentally transformed, but the liberals want to do it anyway. They want to steer us away from the intent of God and his divine providence. They want to steer us away from the founders' intent for this republic. They want to take us away from God and from his, as I said, his divine providence. And they want to fundamentally transform the Supreme Court, the Electoral College, many of the things that the founders, in great wisdom and foresight, knowledge, and brilliance, gave us to manage ourselves, to rule over ourselves, to govern ourselves. So another thing that the radical left woke coalition of immorality has become outraged about is the appeal to heaven flag. Look it up. It's a yellow flag with an evergreen tree on it. And then also at his home, his wife apparently flew the American flag upside down, which, as you know, is an international sign of distress, right? So Martha Ann Alito, God love her, Samuel Alito's wife, Justice Alito's wife, Martha Ann. She raised the United States flag at her house upside down, apparently in response to a dispute that she was having with one of her neighbors. Now, I have no idea if this dispute or this disagreement was rooted in politics or not. I just don't know, but I don't know any of those details. But I like the fact that she flew the flag upside down no matter what, because we are in a state of distress in the United States, ladies and gentlemen. Who among us can deny it with any kind of credibility? Nobody. She raised the American flag upside down. Distress. We are in distress. Look around the country. Look at the purposeful chaos that's been thrust upon us by the Communist Socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party. You can't draw any other conclusion but then to say we are in a state of distress. So the Washington Post knew about this story some months ago, and they didn't run it precisely because it was about Justice Alito's wife. It wasn't about him. So they passed on the story. And once the radical liberal media found out about this, oh my gosh, you've probably seen or heard a lot of the uproar about this. But who cares? Right? I would applaud anybody who raised a flag like this. In fact, I'm thinking about going out and raising my flag upside down until Biden is out of office and we have, again, control of this republic. I'm not upset about it. I wouldn't be upset about it if a neighbor did it, and I wouldn't be upset about it if a justice of the Supreme Court did it. They can have opinion too, and they can see things. Oh, but that's going to interfere with his case. It's going to interfere with all of his decisions that have to involve, freedom, liberty, Trump. Well, that's it, isn't it? So, of course, liberal heads begin to explode. Many of President Trump's supporters have on occasion flown flags as such. You've seen flags like this at some of the Trump rallies, American flags flown upside down. You saw some of them on January 6th. American flags flown upside down. So for the liberals, this is a twofold problem. One is the symbol now is associated with President Trump, and that can't stand. Liberals can't have that. And it's also a way for them to get their foot in the door again of trying to fundamentally transform the Supreme Court and, wait for it, the Electoral College. I'll get there. The left has seen this before. And now that it's over, at Alito's home, just after the January 6th events, oh my gosh, the woke radical mob is on the march. And the reason that they're up in arms about this is because they have certain anti-American goals in mind that they want to accomplish. For example, they want to eliminate conservative justices in every case that involves President Trump. And so they'll begin to clamor about how they believe that Justice Alito should recuse himself from all such cases. And ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear. That is not going to happen. And secondly, liberals want to continue to delegitimize the Supreme Court itself. Anything they can do to smear it or to smear its conservative justices will be pursued. Remember, these are the people who want to eliminate the court. They want to stack the court. They want to put term limits on justices of the Supreme Court. They want to steer completely, again, as I said, away from the intent of God and his divine providence and from the intent of the founding fathers. Evidence of the obvious is right there in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. How can any of you on the left deny this? And since we're in a presidential election year, be prepared for what you will see next from the radical left, which is their continued attacks and their attempts to begin to discredit the Electoral College. One of the most brilliant setups and devices ever imagined and put into practice by mankind, the Electoral College. When President Trump is now up by 6 points nationally against Administrator Biden, and when you look at the Electoral College projections as they are now, President Trump is, enjoying a massive landslide victory against Administrator Biden. So when you couple these things together, you can better believe that the attacks on the Supreme Court and its conservative justices will continue, and that a focus on the Electoral College will be coming shortly. If you haven't heard about it now, you will be hearing about it in the near future. Because remember, those two institutions stand in the way of the tyranny of the left. And tyranny is the foundation of the woke, liberal, communist-socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party. Tyranny is their foundation. And that's where the genesis of all of the proof that I've offered you has always come from with regards to my claim that this communist-socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party, is anti-American. Tyranny. Look around you and see what you see. The promises of free stuff, border, energy. Have you been to the grocery store lately? The prices are sky high. This is how they do it. But we're awake and we're prepared to go to work here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, liveyounger.doug.us. Head over there, fill out the form, get some information about how you can turn a business into some money for yourselves. In Bidenomic times, we need all the help we can get, and I'm here to give it to you. liveyounger.doug.us. There's a form, fill it out. You'll get information about a product that will invigorate you, will reignite your own body's stem cells, give you energy, make you feel younger to look younger, and you can turn it into a business. $500 a month, simple to do with this program. If you want to do more, it's easy to do. liveyounger.doug.us. I will be right back after these messages. God bless you. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
I want to tell you about the good people over at EMP Shield, electromagnetic pulse, ladies and gentlemen. It can fry your home electrical system or your vehicle's electrical system. But if you attach one of these, now this is for your breaker box at home. There's a smaller version that goes on your battery of your car, your vehicle, that will prevent it from being fried in the event of an electromagnetic pulse. Because as you know, thanks to Administrator Biden, many people coming across the border now who don't exactly have the best of intentions. Protect yourself. EMPshield.com. Get huge discounts over there if you use the promo code Doug.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the program. Thank you. It's Memorial Day, and we again salute everyone in service, especially those who have given their lives to protect and defend this republic, to protect and defend our right to vote. And that's what we will do this year. We will show up to vote. We do not honor God, who created and inspired this country, and we do not honor the military if we sit out and if we don't participate in the rights which come to us from God. The military, they go to the battlefield to defend our rights. God gives us our rights. So we engage in our rights specifically because we want to honor God and we want to honor the military men and women who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. So please remember that this year as we go forward and we press forward. We, as conservatives, don't give up. We don't relent. We press forward. We march on. We always vote. We always participate in the rights that come to us from God and which are defended by our military. And we do that, too, because we face the radical left woke mob in this country who want to do away with fundamental and foundational institutions that our founders established, like the Supreme Court and the Electoral College. It's so extravagantly anti-American, this platform, politics, and policies of the radical left, that it's sometimes difficult to believe that anybody could align themselves with these kinds of political agenda items. I look at people who think that they're Democrats. They're not Democrats. They're commie socialists. Now, they might not know it. Everyone in the elected class in Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, and I mean everyone who's claiming to be a Democrat these days is not. They have bought into and support, even by virtue of their silence, if not their active participation, the platform of this party, which is anti-American, which is a blending of communism and socialism. So that's why I'm telling you the Democratic Party does not exist anymore. It is the Communist Socialist Party. And the people that align with that are either fooled or purposefully steering America away from the intent of God and the founding fathers. So, okay, one of the last things I want to talk about today, if not the last thing, the Bronx rally, ladies and gentlemen. We began about talking, the show today, we began talking about New York and the Banana Republic kangaroo court going on up there, and it is all of that. But we also had this rally in the Bronx last week, and 25,000 people showed up. Let's not forget the importance of the rally. I don't want to let that be lost on us. I know that it's out of the news cycle perhaps right now, but that rally in the Bronx was filled with white people, black people, brown people, Hispanics, Latinos, old people, young people, and lots of Generation Z people. Gen Z people were there by the hundreds, men and women, telling you it was a diverse group. Just over 25,000 people, as I mentioned, in the heart of a blue state in a very blue county. 25,000 people is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's a stadium of people there gathered outside. And it's exactly what the radical left do whenever Administrator Biden gives a speech, is they'll bemoan this, they'll try to discredit it, because remember, Trump's people, the people that show up at these rallies, these are gatherings that happen organically. We don't bus people in from out of town for these events. We don't have a George Soros out there paying minions thousands of dollars to get people in from the surrounding states, out of state, surrounding counties. We don't do that. These are people who just show up of their own free will and with their own means. Now, many of them may have been from out of state, but many, many more were from that area. And that's important to note, I think. Trump draws organically huge crowds with no busing involved. And that's what the left does. They bus. Look, who among you thinks Biden could attract more than 300 people anytime? And that's being generous, 300. Probably couldn't get 30 people. But make no mistake about it, despite what you see the radical liberals posting online and talking about on the news outlets, how they don't believe this was real and, oh, it's no big deal. They're making, that was a white crowd. Look at that. It's not very diverse. Baloney. This Bronx event set a chill of terror through the ranks of the radical left woke coalition of immorality that is the Democrat Party. Trump already leads among black men, ladies and gentlemen. He leads among white men, among white women. This will never be reported honestly in the legacy media, ladies and gentlemen. White women, oh, they will never say it, but it's true. And he has the most support, Trump does, from the Latino and Hispanic communities, more than any Republican president in history. It's catastrophic news for the Communist Socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party. And so there are certain things that you're not going to hear liberals say, whether you're following them on social media, watching the televised or radio legacy media, you're just not going to hear them say it. They won't say, for example, that President Trump is leading among any minority group. They might say that he's gaining ground, and they will sound alarms, but they'll never admit that he's actually leading. And ladies and gentlemen, he is. They won't admit that President Trump leads among white women. They won't admit that President Trump is making huge inroads, in fact, with every minority group in this country. They just won't say it. In fact, as you know, they won't give any credit to President Trump for anything, from his massive popular rallies his personal appearances, his campaign platform, and what he's planning to do for us. They don't give him credit for anything. He's just a tyrant, and we're nothing more than members of a cult. And the triumphs that President Trump had, and there were many. I could literally go down a list of 400 items that President Trump did for us when he was in office. And the American people are hungry for that success and for that winning again. The urban vote. This is huge for President Trump. President Trump is now winning the urban vote across this country. And it's fascinating to analyze this, because within the urban community of every city across this republic, you have people who have been victimized by the Department of Justice. You have people, and I'm speaking minority groups here, folks, who have been victimized or slighted by the government in some form or fashion for decades. And of key interest, and you should notice this, minority groups are waking up to the fact that all of the promises that have been made over the past several decades by this radical communist socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party, represent slavery, oppression, and a foot on the neck of their ability to rise above their own circumstances. They are beginning to see this. There are many poor people within the urban core of every American city. And since the time of Franklin Roosevelt, if not perhaps slightly before, they have been promised by the communist socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party, that the policies, the platforms, and the politics of liberalism will rescue them and provide the keys to unlock their chains of despair, the chains of hopelessness and poverty. And I'm here to tell you that the minority groups within these urban communities today are waking up to that lie, to that tyranny, and the slavery of the Democratic Party. Every entitlement that they offer, ladies and gentlemen, every single one of them is a pathway and a mechanism by which the radical left liberals hold people down by making them dependent upon the entitlements they offer, rather than freeing them up and teaching them to use their own initiative and ingenuity to create their own destiny and their own freedom and their own wealth. The radical left can't have anybody doing that. They need to be dependent upon the government. Liberals have no interest in offering minority groups the American dream, because liberals don't believe in the American dream. Remember, America, to liberals, is a land of oppression. There's no such thing as American exceptionalism, and it's founded upon evil, rather than founded by the inspiration of the divine providence of God himself. These are their words, not mine. Liberals will dangle prosperity in front of minority groups with no intention at all of allowing them to grasp hold of that prosperity. They will offer free stuff, all sorts of forms of free stuff, education, healthcare, housing, you know the drill. But how many success stories have you really seen that have risen up from among the demographic group within the urban core of America? You might have heard of one or two or three. They make the news sometimes, but it's very few. And that's by design. The vast majority of these people and their descendants have been fooled into believing the lies of the left. And as a result, you're seeing vast numbers of people wake up and turn away from the tyranny, which is the radical left liberal philosophy. And they are embracing President Trump for them, who is now a symbol of not only a president, but a brother. Someone who can truly help them, someone who has been put through what the radical left has put every minority group through since they put on the white hoods of the Ku Klux Klan. And they've had enough. And that's what you saw in the Bronx. And you can better believe the radical left will never say that. DougBillings.us, ladies and gentlemen. Please head over there and support me. Donate to the program, DougBillings.us. I would appreciate it, and be blessed. Believe it, ladies and gentlemen, for the Republic. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.